So, Jay, so you may notice that a certain major portion of my set is missing, and that is because it is officially snowboarding season, and I've officially got a season pass to my favorite ski resort where I get to go snowboarding as much as I can, convince my friends to go with me this season. So, that is why my set looks incredibly barren right now. Maybe I'll put it back together before the next video. It just seems like so much work. So of course, I'm very excited that it is finally snowboarding season, and as if you guys watched our previous videos, you would see where at one point in time I made this, which is basically my own little DIY snow machine that I designed and created in hopes of being able to basically beat Mother Nature and whenever it was just cold enough, make my own snow. So for the years following this little creation, we had unseasonably warm temperatures, which has been very frustrating because I never really got to super successfully use my snow machine to actually make snow. Now, ironically enough, for my job, I take care of a koi pond which is on a roof. Now, the funny thing about koi ponds is that ordinarily they're in the ground, which means during the winter they can completely freeze over because as long as they were built properly and dug deep enough, the geothermal heat will actually heat the bottom of the pond and prevent the koi from freezing. Not the case on a roof, so one of the things that I have been very much in fear of going into this winter is particularly cold days that could cause problems and actually freeze our entire 4,000 gallon pond into a giant block of ice. And Jay, as you mentioned in your video on Tuesday, we had 20-year record lows and the temperature was -1 degree. Yes, Canada, I know that's nothing. But you know what? It's kind of something for my koi pond up on the roof of a building, which I was very, very concerned was just going to completely freeze into a block of ice and not only probably kill all of the fish involved, but significant damage to the structure that the pond resides in. So Jay, you talked about the worst day of the year, and it actually was not Monday for me, it was actually Tuesday for me during this ridiculous cold snap that ironically arrived in my life 2 years after I had been praying and desperately watching for just this exact type of temperature so I could make my own snow and just feel like such a winner for that. No, it had to come afterwards when I didn't want it. But dwelling on the problem, Jay, is exactly what makes it the worst day of the year for me, because not only was it the stress and concern and all the worry I had to put into the koi pond freezing into a block of ice, it was the irony that I had been hoping for that kind of weather and not getting it for so long. It just kills me. At times, I just feel like it can seem incredibly unfair. So my advice to you is have both a rooftop koi pond and a snow machine. Which of course, even though Jay is not particularly fond of, is a metaphor for always have something that excites you about whatever circumstances you are given. And no, I did not expect motivational advice to come from this video when I sat down and started filming it. But Jay, when I don't have either of those, I always have my favorite remedy to fix a bad day, which is just diving into a new show. Dale has asked me on numerous occasions how or why I can get into these shows to such an extent where I just get so entirely absorbed by them, and it's not even necessarily my interest in the show, it's honestly just the way that I have been able to find to disconnect from all of the other things that I can be concerned about. So Jay, for my question of the day, what is your outlet? How do you disconnect from everything? If you are having a bad day, leave that in the towel section down below, and Jay, that is everything I've got for you today, man. I've got to go finish off Dexter Season 5. I will see you on Tuesday.